Hello, hi, good morning. My name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to my Kindle Clear Out reading vlog. I decided I would just start it in my normal area even though I'm like not ready for the day. I have a lot of stuff going on today, the first day of the readathon, which is like kind of a bummer, but also it's for good things. So my birthday is actually next Thursday, so you will see my birthday during this vlog at some point. I don't know how many vlogs will end up being. It all just depends on how much I have to say because y'all know me. Sometimes I end up talking forever and sometimes I like forget to update. I don't know. But anyway, today, Saturday, it's 9 a.m. I've already been up and had my shower. I'm about to make myself some breakfast. I'm going to make some scrambled eggs and sausage because I'm a basic girl and I love getting to cook a full meal for myself on Saturday morning. And yeah, so then after I eat, I will do my face, get ready, and I'll film my Saturday videos. And then today I also have the live chat hangout for the Fated Friends on my channel. So I have some people joining me for that. I'm really excited. I love when I get to hang out with my members. Like, that's why I created membership, because a lot of it is I wanted to spend time with you who comment on my videos and who support me. So that's at noon today. And then I have my birthday party tonight. That's where I was getting with the point that my birthday is next Thursday, but because of my like new job, normally when I worked for Microsoft, I could just take a day off. Like, I could make my birthday a holiday, basically. Can't do that this time. I need to be responsible and not use a vacation day for my birthday. So what's happening today is that a couple of my friends are coming over. We're going to do a hot dog bar. I don't have a grill, but what I am doing is there's these one kind of hot dogs that they just remind me of my childhood. They're really like crisp when you bite in. Do you know what I mean? Like the skin snaps really good. I know that sounds weird, but that's the best way to describe it. And then I have like relish and the toppings, and I'll have mushrooms and onions, and I'll have cheese and chili sauce, and people can like make a fancy hot dog. It'll be fun. I made an orange jello cake last night. So we're going to have that. So it's going to be kind of like a picnic inside is kind of what I did, because it's still a little too cold to have a picnic in a park somewhere. We had our false spring, and now we're having second winter. Like, these are the things you call it when you live in the Midwest, right? So I will be getting ready for that, and my friends are coming over, and we're going to watch The Princess Bride. So today is already kind of full with things, but what I'm planning to slip in is this. So, well, I started it last night, and then today while I was showering and everything, I'm listening to Flow. That is the one I ended up choosing because it's the only one that I found on Audible that I didn't have to like buy. It was on Scribd, and this is the prequel to the Grip trilogy, or the Grip duet. This makes it a trilogy, but it's only like 127 pages. I'm reading this one for a POC author because it's Kendall Ryan. I technically could double this up as a novella, right? But what I'm wanting to do is I want to have as many books as possible since I'm only doing a 9x9 square. And if I end up hitting the other prompts, then I will. But after I finish that one, I also got Seducing My Guardian from Katie Robert, because she just finished that. I'm a member of her Patreon, so we get early access to ARCs and everything. So I will probably try to slip that one in. But then I will, if I'm able to get everything done and everything set up, I should have a couple hours before my friends get here to sit down and like read. And so I'll spin the spinner wheel for that and I'll insert. But there'll probably be some like footage, and I'll chat about some of the stuff that I'm doing when I'm doing it. But right now I'm going to make my breakfast, and I'm actually watching I'm watching Tori from A Novel Life. She did a vlog reading some of my favorite books. Honestly, man. And I'll tell you two things, okay? I'll get a bit businessy for one, and then I'll be a little heartfelt by another. If you are a new booktuber, doing a video like this is a great thing to do if there is a bigger creator, because I'll tell you, number one, it makes us feel really special. and loved to read when you read our favorite books, when you trust my recommendations. That is the entire reason that I'm here, is to give you recommendations that you love. And so you, as a new creator, it's a really great video to do, and it could be really fun if there's someone you love on here to do a vlog reading their books, because obviously they're going to share your stuff. Obviously they're going to be happy. No one's going to turn down watching a video of you reading their favorite things, you know, because it's exciting when you get honored that way. So number one, I already love Tori, so this was really, really sweet of her to do. I'm only like a minute into it. But I feel so honored whenever someone trusts my recommendations that way and will read them and will film it too. That's amazing. So anyway, I'm going to watch that while I make breakfast and eat, and then I will do my hair and makeup, and we'll see if I have time to film my weekly wrap up before my hangout. But if not, it's fine. I will get stuff filmed before. And if not, I'll do it on Sunday. So there we go. And I'll bring you guys along with me because I love doing vlogs. I try not to do too many vlogs because then it's like special when I do a vlog. You know what I mean? So here we go. Hello. Hey, we haven't been in this position in a while. I wanted to do an update because I finished my first book. So I finished Flow by Kennedy Ryan. I knew this would be a good one because I know that it you know, is only like 120 pages long. I had the audiobook on Scribd, and I wanted to get, you know, kick-started because I've been doing a lot this morning. And currently I don't have any of the other books on audio that are on my Kindle Clear Out, but I may purchase one or two just because I have other things to do for my party today and I want to be able to still be reading. It's still like 3 hours before my friends come, but right now I'm going to frost my cake that I made last night, and I wanted to talk about the book while So first I'll tell you what I made. So I decided I wanted to make a Jell-O cake because those are just really tasty and fresh, and I thought it would be fun. So I actually made an orange Jell-O cake last night. So I just used a straight plain white cake mix, and then I used orange Jell-O, and I poked the holes in it, and it's done. And it smells amazing. And then I just frosted it with Cool Whip. So I just wanted kind of a light, happy birthday cake. And since I had to make my own, I was like, this will be easy. So I actually made this last night. But yeah. So I'm just going to be frosting this with Cool Whip real quick. And I will tell you about the book. So Flow, it was pretty much what I thought it would be. We have Bristol, who hasn't got to be around her older brother for the last 5 years because her brother actually got himself emancipated because he's kind of like a musical savant and was very talented. And his parents were low-key kind of abusing him and not taking the best care of him. And he was getting addicted to prescription drugs as a very young man. So he actually got emancipated and moved with his uncle. And I know that there's another series that's about him and like his journey. But this one is his sister Bristol, who hasn't been able to see him in all of this time, comes to stay with him for a few days and meets him, here I'll move it this way, and meets him again and his friend Grip, who ends up being the one to pick her up at the airport. There's this instant chemistry between the two of them. He is a black rapper. She thinks rap music is stupid and misogynistic, and he's like, not the kind that I write, honey. They end up, you know, have this crazy connection, and then at the end of it, things don't go well, right? So they have this kind of near-miss situation is what this one's about. It's so good. I love whipped cream. So it's pretty much what I thought it was. I was very intrigued by the two characters. They have crazy chemistry, but obviously there was nothing super like sexy happening yet. There was some heated kisses, you get to feel it, and then they have a near miss. Like it didn't happen between the two of them. It didn't work out. And so we are left in this place of like, okay, I'm sure there's going to be a pretty big time jump. We get a couple of revelations at the end of that one. And so I'm pretty excited to see where it goes. My cake is done. Cool Whip's pretty easy to spread. So I am excited. I know this is a series a lot of people love, and I can definitely get it. Kendall Ryan knows how to get to the heart of you very quickly. Like, she really does. She's fantastic at that. So the next book that I'm going to read, I had my members live chat. So thanks to Patty and Candace and Bex who were able to join, and Charlene and Stacy who were in the comments. It was so great hanging out with you guys. You just made my day. You helped boost me with energy. But while I was on that with them, I let them see me spin my wheel to see what my next choice was going to be. And I picked the oldest book. So here, I spun my spinner wheel with them. So here's a picture of it. And my oldest book is Black Hearts by Karina Halley. So this is part of the Sins duet. And I believe this is a mafia because it said drug lord in the front of it. And like, I know that there was a time, and I mean, I think I've had this one. I think I've had that book on there for almost 2 years. I think there was a time where I was reading a lot of Karina Halley, and Karina Halley has like 40, 50 books maybe. And I had been reading a bunch of her series, and this was one that I picked up. I wasn't reading much Mafia back then, and then it just kind of kept getting forgotten and pushed back and not happening. And so now I read Mafia all the time, and so I'm very excited for this one. So I'm going to check and see if this one's available on Audible. I think that I had checked and it wasn't, or else it was going to cost a lot of money. But I might try and check again, because I really would like to have a book to listen to. But if not, I do have about an hour before I need to continue getting ready for the party. The cake I just wanted frosted and put like back in the fridge, because my friends are coming at 5:30. So yeah, I just wanted to update you where we are with that. I'll let you know once I've read some more of this one, how it's all going. So yay. Hey guys, so it's like 12 hours after I last updated. Had a great time with my friends. They were here for my party. We actually watched The Princess Bride and then just hung out for a little bit, and it was really fun. So before my friends got here, I'm about 50% into Black Hearts by Karina Halley, and I'm very intrigued by everything. So we have this girl named Violet, and she's 20 years old. And then we have this guy named Vicente, who is the son of a cartel boss down in Mexico. And his cartel is kind of on the outs. Like, they're not the top dog anymore, but they still have some power. And so he's the heir to all the power, kind of. And he's found out some interesting things about his father. And I don't want to spoil those things, but what he ends up doing is he's going to take some time to stay in America because he wants to have this kind of like, I don't know what to call it. He explains it as kind of like a sabbatical from everything. But really he's going with ulterior motives, and he's going to specifically find this girl Violet because she's connected with his family in a kind of interesting way. So he knows who Violet is when he meets her, but she doesn't know who he is. And he's very charming and seductive and sexy. And where I'm at right now, like, he pretty much has completely won her over. But we know that the shoe is going to drop at some point because he knows who she is, but she doesn't know who he is. And it's just going to be interesting for the two of them. So that's kind of where I'm at with everything. I don't fully know where this story is going. I mean, I kind of do, but I'm like not going to spoil it until I see it for sure. And also this says it's part of a duet, and I don't know if that means like both parts are going to be about the same couple, or if there's going to be, you know, another couple that appears. So, and one thing to note too is he's doing all of this that he's doing like out of the purview of his father. Like, his father had sent guards with him to protect him, and he like kills his guards pretty early on in the book so that they can't report back to his dad what has happened and everything. So that is really fascinating. So anyway, that's just a quick update for where I'm at with that. My plan is, because it's only 10:30, and like I was kind of tired when my friends left, but now I'm just like, I was cleaning up and I'm feeling more awake. So I am gonna take off my makeup, put on my pajamas, and I will finish this one. And then I may try to, before I spin the wheel again, I may try to read Seducing My Guardian. Even though that's not officially part of my TBR, I really want to read that right away. And since it's only like 120 pages, I don't feel bad reading that because it'll be fine. And I will have got through 2 of my Kindle reads, like my clear out reads in 1 day. So I don't feel too bad about it. So yeah, I'll check in with you tomorrow morning and we'll talk more then. Hello. Aren't my eyes just like super extra? Like, I used a color that was a little bit brighter than I meant to. And I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't look good because like these oranges, they look really good with my eyes and like with what I wore today, but it was a lot. So anyway, I keep getting distracted by my eyes because then I also put like just a bit thicker eyeliner than I normally do. So I'm just like, ba-bam, extra, read all about it, right? Okay, so it's Sunday afternoon. And I've had a great, well, I guess it's closer to evening now. I forgot that it was daylight savings time or whatever. So I didn't realize that I was going to have an hour less of a day. That's a bummer. But I'm doing really good. I actually just finished my 3rd read. So I finished Mafia Heat, which, boom. This ended up only being novella length, which I can't remember if I mentioned already. It was only 150 pages. And it was okay. I got a little bit bored in the last 50 pages because they were just like rushing through everything because it was only 150 pages. There was definitely enough story like set up that this could have easily been a full-length novel. And so I just kind of like started checking out around 100 pages because I was like, wow, you're gonna rush through all of this stuff you've built up. And I'm not going to be pleased. So I ended up giving this 3 stars because I was a little bit like disappointed. But my throat is actually kind of sore today because I filmed 2 videos. And they weren't even super long. But I don't know. I was just really tired. So luckily one of my videos for this week I already filmed last week because I did an Irish romance recommendations. So luckily I was like, okay, well, I'll just film 2 and then on Tuesday, hopefully I'll feel up to filming another one, but we'll see. So my plan now is I'm going to finish reading Seducing My Guardian, which I did start last night after I finished Darkest Hearts, or Black Hearts. I keep saying Darkest Hearts, but whatever. So I'm going to finish Seducing My Guardian because I only have like 50 pages of that left. And then I spun the wheel and I got New to You author. So for that one, I'm actually doing one of the arcs that I'm trying to read because this one's due this month. I actually don't have a ton of arcs out right now. And they're all ones that aren't due until like April, May, June. Like they're all later coming out books. This is the only one that's due in March. And I'm actually kind of excited because on Sundays I do like to read historical. Like, I don't know, it's just a weird thing that Sunday afternoons I like to chill out and read a historical romance because sometimes they take a little bit longer to get into and I have the time to get into them on a Sunday. Whereas like during the week, this is just weird. It's not that I don't read historicals during the week, but when it's like a new historical to me that I don't like know the vibe of the author, I'm super weird. I know this is whatever. This is what you're here for, is my thought processes. And so it's actually, anyway, my point being, it's great that I rolled that one because I had only read the first chapter of this one and then I decided to save it for the readathon and I was already pretty into it. This one's called The Most Eligible Duke in London, I think. And I've definitely seen Ella Quinn around. I own a couple of her books. I think she's with Zebra Publishing or like Kensington Publishing. And so I actually own a couple of her books, but I haven't read one before. And then I got approved for this arc. And And so, yeah, I think it'll be a great one to read. But I'm going to finish Seducing My Guardian, which isn't officially a part of my, like, TBR or anything. But I will do that one and write a review for it since I get to read the Patreon early access for her books, for Katie Roberts' books. So that is what my afternoon will look like. I also did my nails. I've been really into these, like, cool tones lately. They always look weird the first day that I do them, but anyway, I did my nails while I was watching some true crime. I like true crime videos. So anyway, that's a checkup for what the rest of today will look like. If I end up deviating from that, I'll let you know. But the plan is to finish Seducing My Guardian and then read, at least get a good chunk into that. And then I might step away to finish a different book that's not part of the readathon, because I am still in the middle of both Lady Pirate, which is a buddy read, but the person I'm buddy reading with is also doing Kindle Clear Out. Hey, Justin, if you're watching. So I don't know if he's also reading it. But then I also have the Pam Godwin one that I'm, like, in the middle of. So I kind of want to jump into that one too. I want to finish that one because I'm at a really intense place. So that is maybe what I'll do. It's like 5:30. It's 5:30 right now. So I don't know. I also kind of want to go for a walk. It's pretty nice out. And this weekend I've, like, eaten so much just having people. So I don't know. But I already, like, took off my bra and everything. But I could just put a heavy sweater on and my tennies and, like, go for a walk. Because Lady Pirate, I have an Audible. I don't know. I'll let you know if I end up doing that. Maybe I'll just be lazy and not move from here. But we'll see. Also, random side note, they announced that Outlander Season 7 is go, which is really exciting because back when we did Season 3, they had approved Seasons like 4, 5, and 6, like kind of all at once. And then we didn't know if that was going to be the end. And I kind of knew they weren't going to end. Like, why? Like, why? There's so much story left to tell. And they don't have to keep doing season by season. In fact, that's kind of like Season 4 book. You know, it's not like they're going to catch up to Diana. They could start really expanding, you know, which would make me happy. Like, I would be absolutely happy if they would make like 3 seasons out of one book. Because some of the books span 3 or 4 years, 2, 3, 4 years. And especially once you get to, say, book 7, where there is like dual timelines again, it definitely could behoove them to stretch things out, especially to give time for book 9 to come out, because we still do not have a release date for that book. We were told it was going to be 2020, and then it was like pandemic, maybe this or whatever. And then we were told at the end of 2020 that she finished all of the like storyline that she meant, but it hadn't went through any of her edits or anything yet. So who even knows when book 9 is coming out even. So I would be so pleased if they didn't try to do one book to one season anymore. Like, that would make me really happy if they slowed it down. So anyway, I just thought I would tell you about that because I was pretty excited that I was just scrolling Instagram and they approved Season 7. So it's not like Starz really has any other shows going for them, so they could just pour all their money into Outlander and it would be fine. Okay, this clip ended up being too long. We'll chat later. Okay, hey everybody. So I'm doing an update in my new office. Yeah, my hair is crazy. I haven't filmed in here yet, which is kind of crazy. I wonder if I can set this somewhere. Nope. Okay. I haven't filmed an update in a couple days and I feel really bad. I kind of just got swept up in reading and I'm actually doing really good with my TBR. Currently I've read 5 books, or I'm on the 5th one. I don't know. But I don't even remember what happened the last time that I wrapped up. I had a pretty traumatizing night last night because I finished reading Hitching the Cowboy. And I really enjoyed that. Like, that was for my second chance author. And it was a second chance author, kind of a softball throw, because I knew that I liked this series. Oop. I'm hitting stuff on my computer. Sorry. I knew that I liked this series by Kennedy Fox. It was their other series that kind of threw me off and made me kind of annoyed at them. So I knew that I might like going back to this series, but it was one that was on my Kindle. I don't have a lot of authors on my Kindle that are second chance because I don't keep buying their books if I don't like them. But anyway, I liked it a lot. It was a 4-star. I'll talk about it more in my wrap up, but yeah, it was fine. But anyway, the point being, sorry, I got distracted. I was still partway into Blood of Eve by Pam Godwin, which was one that I had already started before the readathon, and I wanted to keep going. And I won't talk about it too in detail in here because it wasn't a readathon read, but it devastated me. I gave it 2 stars. It's the lowest rated Pam Godwin book that I have, and it's mostly rated that low because I'm feeling vengeful and very hurt by what was done in that story, and I just can't forgive it. I can forgive Pam Godwin because I'm going to keep reading her books. Like, I'm planning to read all of her stories, but I won't forgive that book for what it did to me. Like, it got 2 stars, and I don't care. All the people who gave it 4 or 5 stars, like, why? Like, I don't understand, because it wasn't a romance. That's the thing. It broke the promise of the premise of a romance, and so I have problems. Anyway, so then I am 50% into the most eligible Duke in London. I rolled this for a new to me author, and I did start it the other day, but then I was reading other things at the same time since I ended up finding audiobooks. Okay, that's what happened, right. That one's going okay. It had a really great setup to the start. It actually starts with our hero proposing to our heroine, and she turns him down because he says he doesn't love her. He says he doesn't love her. And so, whoop, let's stay this direction. There's nothing confidential there, but also don't need to show that. And so everyone is trying to help them work it out. But he needs to prove that he loves her, and he doesn't believe in love or doesn't believe he's capable of love. It's one of those. So what I like about it though is that it started at that point in the story. Like, this isn't the 3rd act breakup. It's the 1st act breakup and where we go from there. And so I really liked the start of this one. Okay. But now I'm 50% in, and our 2 characters have hardly spent any time together. They mostly have been talking to other people about their problems with each other and not spending enough time together. There hasn't even been a kiss yet or a brush of like anything. And so I'm kind of feeling like Ella Quinn must be a really like slow burn, and it's frustrating because they already really like each other, and they're not spending time together. So what was a really strong beginning is starting to drag, and I'm starting to get bored. And so I want to try to finish that one tonight. So we'll see. The other one that I started reading then after I finished Hitching the Cowboy is my favorite author. I spun the wheel for my favorite author, which I have 2 books on that square. I have Julia Cross's book, and I have a Serena Bowen book. And since the Serena Bowen book I have on audio, I'm starting with that one first. And so I'm about 80 pages into that audiobook, and that's what I'm listening to at work right now. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Is I'm sure I will finish Loverboy while I'm at work because I only have a couple hours left of the audiobook. So I will probably finish that. And then tonight I want to finish reading The Most Eligible Viscount in London is the plan. And then I will maybe spin the wheel again tonight. Something that I also did to the wheel, since I finished so many books so quickly, which was great, I added some more books to my spinner wheel that are my oldest books. So I went through and I added 4 of my oldest books to the wheel, so that when I spin it next, maybe I'll get one of those instead. I still will work on finishing what my original TBR is, but I wanted to add in some other of my older books because I think I'm going to finish my TBR pretty easily. So yeah, there's an update. Sorry it took so long. I just was in, like, I wanted to read last night and not talk to the camera because, oh, I also read Twisted Cravings yesterday, which I'll talk about in my, that wasn't part of the readathon either. But yeah, I'm just having lots of feels about everything right now. So hopefully this Ella Quinn book picks up. I need there to start being some steamy moments, and I need things to progress faster than they are. So there you go. Hey y'all, so sorry for the poor lighting, but I have this light off and just my light on over there, so it's a little bit wonky. You do at least start yawning when I talk to you guys. It's just a thing. So, yeah. Well, I had done a spinner wheel on my last pick, and I got White Whiskey Bargain, which I already read. I also ended up reading the Katie Wilde one that I think I mentioned that I listened to that on the Read Me Romance podcast, which was cool. That was my first time ever listening to something on there, and I've already found a couple more that I want to try as well. But anyway, so I only have 2 of my official picks left, so I mean, and it's going to be Thursday tomorrow, and I only have the 2 days left, so I probably will just finish up this last one I'm going to do, which is going to be the Neon Gods arc, because I really want to read that one, and I'm going to get to it, and get my review and stuff done for that, because my NetGalley percentage slipped below 80%, and I think that it caused me to miss out on a book that I really wanted an arc for, so I'm like, damn it, I need to get my percentage back up, and I wish I could try again. Like, that's a bummer. But anyway, I read White Whiskey Bargain by Jody Slaughter. This was for a POC author, which I had 2 for that prompt because one of them was a novella by Kennedy Ryan, and then I had 2 options for this one because I wanted to read another Jody Slaughter. And this was actually one that I had tried to read before, and I was kind of bored when I read it. But I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll like it better the second time. Shit, my hair. But nope, I paid more attention to the story this time, and I finished it out. But I just wasn't feeling it. Like, this was only 250 pages. It's an enemies to lovers. These 2 families decide to join together to go against a 3rd family. And I was really excited about that. This is also an interracial couple. This is also, I believe she's plus size too. There's a few mentions of her like body type. So I think she's also plus size. And I just should have liked this more. I don't know if it was because this was Jody's first book, because I really loved All Things Burn. Like, I love that book. And the hero in this one is really sweet. He's more determined to make their marriage work than she is, but he kind of softens her to it just by being a great guy. And then they're also dealing with that enemy, and some of that stuff is like overly dramatic. There's also a really well-built family, and so I think there was some lost potential in this being a series, because I definitely would have read a book about her cousin and like his family. Like, I really would have read more books. Also, I wish there was another 100 pages to this book. Like, that's really what it is, and that's what I put in my review, is that I don't know, again, if it's because it was her first book, but also, like, her sex scenes weren't, like, fully there the way that they were in All Things Burn. So that's just a choice. That's fine. But there was a lot of, like, oh, yeah, we're getting each other off every night. And then there was 1 full sex scene. That was it. And I was just like, that's just not what I personally want in my books. Like, I want it to be more than that. And for it not to be at 80% into the book. Because they were trying to make it like, oh, it's a slow burn. But, like, they were getting each other off all the time. Like, they were masturbating in front of each other. They were going down on each other. So they weren't abstaining from sex, okay? Like, I hate that stereotype that, like, just because you're not using the P and the V that you're not having sex. Like, they're having sex with each other. We just weren't seeing it. And then the climactic sex scene is them actually doing P and the V. And I just am like, what are you trying to do here? Are you saying the other kinds of sex aren't valid? Because they definitely are. And then what were you doing with this relationship? Like, I don't know. So that's just me being a little bit bitchy. But it did confirm the fact that I wasn't really into this book, because I thought maybe I just wasn't into it because I wasn't paying enough attention back then. Ooh, fuck. But nope, I just didn't like it. So it's like 2.5, 3 stars. But whatever. So now I'm going for Neon Gods. I'm going to read as much of this as I can tonight. I'm really excited. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling. Not the same Hades as the Hades from her Wicked Villain series. There is like a connection between Olympus and that, but like it's not the same Hades. So anyway. I'm excited to get going on this one. I love a Hades and Persephone retelling. I love Katie Robert, so let's see what she does. This is the second Katie Robert that I ended up reading during this readathon, and I didn't even plan to. Look at that. All right, love y'all, and I'll probably check in with a wrap up at the end. So on Friday, I'll wrap this all up and everything, and we'll see you on Saturday. So there we go. Hey everyone. So I'm wrapping up the readathon in the same place you saw me yesterday, but I need to get this video done and put up. The readathon ended up being really amazing. I hope you'll join us tonight for the live show. It'll be at 6 p.m. Central Time on my channel, and I'll have Falling for Words, which is Bree Hill. I'll have Smart Women Read Romance, which is Jenn from Jenn Reads Romance as well, and Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life will all be joining me for that. We're going to chat about our favorite reads, what we loved about the readathon, any changes we might want to make for next time, and yeah, I've just had such a wonderful time with you guys. The last things I ended up finishing, let's see, what was I reading last time we talked? Well, I'm almost done with Neon Gods, but I've technically finished my bingo board anyway because I read another arc, but I'm going to finish that one up. I'm really loving it. It has the potential to be my favorite Katie Robert. If you want to know more about that, I'll have it in my wrap up that goes up on Sunday. I'll talk more in detail about all the books. I had a wonderful birthday yesterday. I didn't talk about that. Crystal sent me flowers, which were so beautiful. Crystal, as soon as I saw this sticker on my door, I was like crying, and I cried the whole way to pick them up because you just really made me feel so special. So thank you, friend. That was one of the sweetest gifts I've ever got. Yeah, this readathon, I'm really proud of myself. I don't think I'm ending with any less books than I had when I started, but I did read some of my oldest reads. And I am prepared to really be reading more of the older books that I've got. I've actually printed out a sheet of some, and I want to find a way to maybe draw some of those in my TBR every time. So anyway, I just wanted to wrap this up quick. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of this readathon. And if you weren't this time, I hope you do it next time. I don't know when we'll host or who will be the host, if it'll be me again or if we'll recruit some new people in. But I think Kindle Clear Out is just a readathon that can cross over with any other readathons. And it is one that's really easy to to be involved in, because you don't have to be reading romance. You don't have to be reading anything particular. If you have a Kindle, you can do it. And that's what I love about it, and the response from you guys has been amazing, and I'm excited to see who wins some prizes. Make sure you show up at the live show so you can tell. Of course, you don't have to be present to win, because that just wouldn't be fair to people who live in other time zones, but I'm very excited. Thank you so much to all my fellow hosts. It meant so much to me that you would support me and help out with this, and I had so much fun with all of you. So thank you all for everyone who was involved in it, and yeah, I love you so much. Bye.